I'm so excited that you are here today because I have for you several DIYs that are perfectly cozy for this season, and I have some bonus content at the end. So let's get started. All right, so we are going to start with this side table that I recently got at the thrift store. It was only $19.99 and I love it. It's very heavy duty. The bottom is kind of like an iron, so it's very actually heavy to lift up. I started by removing the legs, just unscrewing them, and as well as the top because we are going to give everything a refresh, but we are going to leave the iron portion just as is. So we started by giving everything a good scrub. Although it was pretty clean, you want to remove any dust or any grunge that may be on it. After it was nicely clean, I gave everything 2.5 coats of Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white. To paint the legs, I decided to fold into 4 parts a piece of foam core. That way I can actually stick them right in and paint them a little bit easier because they are round and they would have just rolled around. It was still a little challenging, but it was definitely easier if I would have just tried to do it without the foam core. But if you have a technique or a trick to paint things like these, let me know in the comments. I love to hear new ways that can make things easier for me. But while that was drying, it was time to give the iron base portion a little bit of a clean. It looked like at some point something splattered or splashed on it, and it was kind of sticky. So I just kind of gave everything a good clean with water and crud cutter, and make sure that it was nicely clean for resale because I will be reselling this little table. Once everything was clean, it was time to place the legs back on. So I placed that bottom portion and screwed in each leg into its place. And then I decided to add those little felt pads that protect the floors from any scratches. I get these at the Dollar Tree. I just place one of the smaller ones right on each leg. For the top, I decided to distress the edges, just the edges though, nothing major, just to give a little bit of definition and a little bit more of a farmhouse look. And then once I had it standing where I wanted it, I sealed everything using polyurethane and the crystal clear using my sponge applicator. This sponge applicator I do have on my Amazon store. I love it. This is actually half of a sponge. I like splitting them in half. And if you are interested in taking a look at that sponge as well as other of my Amazon favorites, I do have that linked down below. Now I'm just going to replace in the top right on top and screwing in the screws that came with it. And this is what the little table looks like. I love, love, love the way this turned out. Now, at the end of this video, I am going to show you how I'm going to put together all of these DIYs for a cozy little spot. So make sure you stay until the end. Plus, of course, I have that bonus content for you. But look how beautiful this little table turned out. Love it. For the next DIY, I'm going to start with this pillow that I thrifted for $1.99 very recently. I love the size of it. I like that it is narrower and a little bit longer, and I thought it was perfect. I also found this sweater, which was 99 cents, and it was perfect size and a perfect color. I love this mustard color. I kind of wrapped around the sweater around the pillow just enough to cover it, and I'm just going to cut the excess fabric off of it. And then I'm going to start hot gluing, just hot gluing in the center, hot gluing the edges. I'm going to wrap this pillow as if it was a gift and try to make it as clean as possible. So I'm going to try to kind of hide anything that's kind of cut and just make it look nicely neat. You can also sew it, but to me it's just easier hot gluing, and this one actually turned out pretty well. On the edges, I did try to create a seam first and then fold up, and that helped giving it a nice clean look. And we are just about done with this one, guys. And I really love this color. It's one of those pillows that could be an accent pillow. And again, I'm going to show you at the end how everything comes together. But look how beautiful it turned out. It is so soft and it's just perfect for this season. I really love, love, love it. For this next DIY, I'm going to take this tray. It's like a wicker iron tray that I thrifted at the Goodwill. It was $3.99 and it's actually, again, pretty heavy duty. I'm going to give it a good coat. This is like a dry brush coat that I am going to give it using Waverly chalk pen in the moss. I then took this piece of ribbon. It's actually part of a Dollar Tree hat that I usually pull apart, and then I have all this wonderful ribbon that kind of has a boho look to it, but it's very textured, and I just decided to wrap each handle around with it and hot gluing it in place. And once I was done with both handles, we are done, my friends. It is so easy, such an easy way to update this beautiful tray. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love it. It's one of my favorites from today. But again, at the end, I'm going to show you how I'm going to put everything together as a set to create a very cozy environment. For this next DIY, we are going to take this vase that I also thrifted. It was $1.99. It was actually in pretty good shape, but I decided to give it an updated look. I'm going to give everything 2 coats of Rust-Oleum chalk pen in the linen white and let it dry. Once that was dry, it was time to add a little bit of that moss color that I just used on the previous tray. I'm not going to go for perfection when I am creating this line here at the bottom of the vase because I am going to cover it with some of that ribbon that I used on the tray as well. But I want it to be as neat as possible. But I am going to do it. It's about 2 inches thick from the bottom up. And once the paint was dry, I'm just going to add that ribbon I mentioned earlier. I'm just going to dab a little bit of hot glue right in the beginning. And then I'm going to kind of tighten it. I'm going to pull a little bit on it so that it is as straight as possible right on that line where the green and the white meet. And all I did was hot glue in the beginning and at the end. And it actually held up pretty well. And we are just about done with this one. Another beautiful, easy upgrade to this beautiful vase that I found for $1.99. And here's what it looks like. I love it. But again, I'm going to show you at the end how I'm going to pull everything together as a set. For the next DIY, I went and got 3 books from the book section at the thrift store. These are hardcover books that have the paper covering on it. I removed the paper from all 3 books, and then I'm going to give each and every one of them a refresh paint cover. So the black one is going to stay in black. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a refresh with Waverly Black paint. This is the ink one, and all it took was 1 coat, and I make sure that I painted everything including the inside rim so that everything matches. For the red book, I decided to give it a white color, and I'm going to use the Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white, and I did give this one 2.5 coats to make sure that it was nicely covered. And once again, I did the outside rim as well as the inside rim so that everything matches very pretty. In the last book, I am going to give it 2 coats of the Moss Waverly Color Moss Waverly Color chalk paint. There we go. And that way everything's gonna can kind of be cohesive and match and be a set. I'm walking down the street on clouds instead of the concrete I'm dancing through. All right, so we're just about done with this one, guys. And for this one, I'm just not going to put everything together. So you kind of see how you can take all these thrifted items and create a very cozy spot in your home. So here's the little table. I'm going to add this blanket that I got at Target last Christmas season, and I'm just going to place the books right in front of it. I think I'm just going to place them there horizontally, but you can certainly place them vertically. I'm going to place the tray right on top of the table as well as the vase that we updated. I'm going to add some greenery that I already had on hand as well as some candles that are battery operated. I do have these in my Amazon store as well, so check them out if you're interested. I am also going to add a couple pumpkins. This one's from Target Dollar Spot and this one's from Amazon. Just some cute little addition. This blanket I found at the thrift store as well. It was only, let me see, I think it was like $10.99, but I got it half off, so it was really a good deal. And there's the pillow right on top. And look how beautiful this little nook in my home living room turned out. Cozy for the season. Everything looks cohesive. And of course, you know, it's not going to stay this staged, right? I've got kiddos, but it's just beautiful. I think that it just inspires you to know that no matter what you find at the thrift store, with a little bit of paint, a little bit of creativity, you can make everything look cohesive and look like they belong to each other and with each other. And I think these turned out absolutely beautiful.
I am on my way up. I won't slow down. Yeah, I am on my way up. I won't slow down.
Now, guys, it's time for my bonus content. Now, this decorative fence post has never been seen on my channel. It was one of the posts or one of the projects I made for the Creative Champion contest, and I wanted to show you here on my channel. So here we go. All right, for my final project, we are going to take this piece of 1x8 that I recently got at the hardware store. Again, not a hard piece of wood to work with, but it's certainly bigger than the other one, but you can have the hardware store cut it for you if you'd like. I'm also going to use some 1x3s that I had on hand, and I am going to cut 6 pieces, 16-inch 60-inch each. There you go. There are the measurements. And 3 of them are going to have like a little picket fence kind of style to them. I am going to sand down everything just so that it's smooth and no splinters are there. Now, one of those 16-inch boards that are plain without the little picket fence, I did have to switch out in a little bit, and I'll show you. I'm going to also use this 4x4 that I already had on hand. It's super old. I marked where I wanted to place it on the 1x8. Then I pre-drilled some holes, and now I'm just going to drill some screws, just not all the way through, just kind of just poking through the other end. And then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to screw it in from the top, or from the bottom, I should say. And that way I did put a total of 5 because the 4x4s are pretty heavy. So now here what I'm doing is I'm just marking where the center is of the entire board, and I'm going to bring that mark all the way to the back. So you see here, I'm just going to just drop it to the side and then also in the back draw it. This is so that I know where to place this 1x3x16 at and where to actually nail from behind, because otherwise I can miss it and then it'll be nailing like outside the board. But when I have those lines drawn, I just know exactly where to not staple but nail, and that way I'll be a little bit more exact. So now it's time to add the little picket fence boards. So I'm just going to place them just like you see here. Then I'm going to brad nail them into place. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other 1x6, not 1x6, 1x3x16, but just place it a little higher to make it look a little bit more like a picket fence, just like you see there. Now, I mentioned that one of the 1x3s I did switch, and it was with a 2x4 because I wanted it to be a little thicker. After I started working with it, I just decided to just grab a little thicker board. So this is a 2x4x16. I cut it to 16 inches, but it's a really old board. I'm going to use my Greg jig here to make a couple pocket holes. Pocket holes are made so that you have a very secure, tight joint, and it's going to be pretty secure. So now I'm going to use some pocket hole screws, just screw it in nicely tight. And it looks pretty intimidating, but it really isn't. You just tighten it right in, and then we have our what will be an outdoor decor with a little picket fence and hanging flower. And you'll see it come together. So I'm just going to give everything 2 coats of regular household exterior white paint. And I'm not looking for perfection, but certainly enough coverage. Now I'm going to use a permanent Sharpie marker here just to distress it a bit. I don't have any exterior black paint, so I just thought the best way to do it is to use one of these thicker permanent markers, and I'm just going to distress it all around the edges. And if you happen to do this, and if you've done this before, you know that sometimes you mess up. So I'm going to show you here in a little bit what to do if you mess up. And it actually worked out for the best because I really like the style and the way it looked. You're going to see here how I kind of go right there inside. No big deal. I just literally finished it off and filled it in. And then it made it look a little bit even more distressed. And I liked it so much that I actually ended up doing that little swoop in more places. And I think it actually worked out really, really well. Then I'm just going to drill a hole on the 2x4, the one that's on top right there. And this is where I'm going to screw in a hook. This is one of those larger hooks. It has a silicone cover. I get these on Amazon. And I'm just going to place a hanging basket that I recently got at the garden center. And then to finish it off, we are going to place some permanent decal numbers for a house number. Now, this is not my house number, but if I were to keep this one, I would definitely use my house number and place it in there. And guys, this is it for today. Isn't this beautiful? I love, love, love it. I actually ended up gifting it to my mother-in-law, but I think it turned out absolutely beautiful. And I'm so glad that you actually got to see it here on my channel. This is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. I'd love to hear out of all of these, even this one, which one is your favorite. If you're visiting for the first time, thank you so much for coming by. And if you are returning, thank you. I always appreciate your time. Would you do me a favor? If you really like this video, would you give it a thumbs up? It really does help my channel and it helps this video reach more people. I will have here a link for you to watch with tons more of inspiration for you. Check it out. I'll see you later and have a blessed day, guys. Bye.